शयलेश्वर Let me invite everyone to please sit upright as we shall participate in pranayam and meditation. For those of us who are here for the first time, please follow the instructions. Sit upright. Thumb and forefingers must be touching like this. The back of the palms resting on the knees. Relax the body. Try to focus the mind upon that which is divine. To look within. To feel the presence of divinity within. As we close our eyes and we sit in this lotus posture, together we shall breathe 6 times, in and out. Slowly we shall breathe in, and slowly we shall breathe out. In the process of breathing out, we shall chant Om. All together in. Together we should chant the Panch Akshar mantra. That is the 5-syllable mantra. The syllables are Na, Ma, Shi, Va, Ya. Always beginning with Om. Om Namah. All together please. Om Namah Shivaya. Lift our voices. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Let's chant the Trambakam mantra 3 times. Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukamiva Vandanat Mrityor Mokshe Mamritaate. Om Trambakam Yajamahe Urvarukamiva Vandanat Mrityor Mokshe Mamritaate. Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukamiva Vandanat Mrityor Mokshe Mamritaate. Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. For the next few minutes, let us participate in meditation. To meditate is to connect with the divinity within. God is within all of us. But when we dedicate a few moments of our lives for the single purpose of connecting to that divinity, this is one aspect of meditation. The prescribed approach is to take an image of the divine, whatever that image may be, concentrate upon the image and chant the name of the divine. If you cannot identify with a particular form or name, I suggest you look at the altar. In the front, there is a light that glows, a beautiful light. Burning gently, take a picture of that light in your mind and the burning flame, and concentrate upon it and chant Om Namah Shivaya in our minds as we meditate. Om Sri Ganesaya Namah.
Om Shri Saraswati Namah.
Om Shri Gurudevatabhyo Namah. We continue to focus our minds upon the Divine Lord Shiva as we chant the Shiva Manas Stotra, whereby in our minds we make all of the prescribed offerings. Ratne
Kalpinamasanam Himaje Saram Chanivyaram
Nanaratni Vibhushitam
Nigamaram Morakitam Chandanam
Jati Champaka Billapatra Prachitam Pushpam Chadupam Tata Deepam Devayamide Pashupate Akalpitam Grihatam
Sovarano Navaratna Kantarachite Patre Kritam Payasam
Bhakshayam Panchavidam पयोदधियुतं रम्भाफलं मानक्रं शाकानामयुतं जलं रुचिकरं कर्पूरकन्दोज्ज्वलं ताम्बूलं मनसा मया निरीक्षितं भक्त्या प्रभो स्वीकुरु छत्रं चामरयोद्युग्यं व्यजनकं चादर्शकं निर्मलं वीणावेरमिदङ्गकाले कला गीतां च नित्यं तथा शास्त्रांग प्रणति स्तुतिर्बहुविधा हे तत्समस्तं मया संकल्पेन समर्पितं तव विभो पूजां गृहाण प्रभो. In our prayers to the Divine Lord, we make obeisance saying that, O Lord, we worship you in our mind and we make all of the prescribed offerings to you. We pray that you find a comfortable abode in our minds, and there we worship you with the champak flower, belpat leaf, doop, deep, naived, arati. And oh Bhagwan, we appeal to you. Atma tvam girijamati sahachara prana shariram griham pujate vishayopbhog rachana nidrasama pristhiti sanchara padayo pradakshana vidhi stotrani sarvagiro yadyat karma karomi tadadakilam shambho tava shambho tava radhanam. O Lord, you are that spirit that exists within me. And O Lord, when you exist within me, then my entire body is a temple that is dedicated to worship to you. All of my activities each day of my life are circumambulated you. That is, I do everything around you, with you, and for you in your name. O Lord, be with me, exist within me. Let me recognize you in my presence at all times. Om, we pray for forgiveness. Om Karacharan
Ayajam karmajam va swanenam jam va
Manasam va paradam Vitam avitam sarvametaksham sva Jai Jai Karunamide
Shri Mahadeva Shambho
Namah Shivaya Namah Shivaya Dhani Sa Dhani Sa Gama Gama Gasa Hari Om Hari Om Brahma Murari Surarchitalingam Brahma लिङ्गम् ब्रह्ममुरारि देवमुनि प्रपरार्चित लिङ्गम् रावणदर्पविनाशकरी ब्रह्ममुरारि सर्वसुगन्धितुलेपित लिङ्गम् सेविसुरासुर ब्रह्ममुरारि कनकमामणिभूषितलिङ्गम् दक्षसुयज्ञ तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् कुङ्कुमचन्दनलेपित लिङ्गम् सञ्चितपाप विनाशनलिङ्गम् ब्रह्ममुरारि देवजनार्चित सेवितलिङ्गम् दिनकरकोटि प्रभाकरलिङ्गम् ब्रह्ममुरारि अष्टदलो परिवेशित लिङ्गम् अष्टगरीन्द्र विनाशकलिङ्गम् ब्रह्ममुरारि सुरार्चितलिङ्गम् निर्मलवाञ्छित गुरु गुरुवर पूजितलिङ्गम् परात्परं परमात्मकलिङ्गम् तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् ब्रह्ममुरारि निर्मलवाञ्छित शोभितलिङ्गम्
कमलभाषितलिङ्गम्
प्रेम से बोलो उमापति महादेव की जय. We concentrate now upon the divine Lord incarnate in the form of Bhagavan Krishna as we pray.
कृपासिन्धु एव च
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधा नमोस्तुते. हरिर्नाम हरिर्नाम हरिर्नामैव केवलम् करुणास्यैव नास्त्यैव गतिरन्यथा. श्रीकृष्णाय वासुदेवाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. श्रीकृष्णाय वासुदेवाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. प्रेम से श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय. This morning, our message is one that we all, as human beings, must become in tune with, but sometimes we're not aware that we must become in tune with. And the subject that we want to talk about is our bank account. How many of us have a bank account? Put your hands up, please. I hope everybody does have one. Ma, you don't have one? Sita, you don't have one? Where's the money? Under the mattress? So we all have a bank account, right? And this bank account is, do we have one, first of all? And then, like Natarajan says, checking and savings. So what is the balance of our bank account? Don't tell me now, please. I will know how much money you have to give to the mandir if you tell me that. So we don't usually discuss our bank balances, do we? It's kept privately. We don't even share it with in some families, they don't share it. Spouse and spouse don't share it. Parents don't share it with children. It's our bank account and it's our bank account. And then, do you feel good about your balance in your bank account right now? You know what is in your account? Do you feel good? See what I mean? Some people says yes, some people says no. And the people are saying no because they might have an overdraft, or they're about to be in overdraft situation, or they really don't have as much as they should have, or they believe their neighbor have more than they have. So some of us are happy with our bank account, and some of us are not. Well, this is the materialistic bank account, one that we should all have. But there is a parallel bank account that we call the spiritual bank account. Do we have one of these? Good. One person believes they have one. How many of you think you have one? A spiritual bank account? Put your hands up, please. Good. That's fine. So some of you are not sure about. So let me explain. The spiritual bank account is just like any other bank account. First, do you have an account? Well, you see, we all automatically have an account when we arrive in this world. It's established. Our social insurance number is not required. What is there is our Rasi Ka Naam, the alphabet and our lineage, that when we do puja, the Purohit will ask you, what is your Gotra? And in the Sankalp, you'll identify your Gotra and your Rasi Ka Naam, the name, the alphabet given to you by a name, and that is your ID number. And you have a bank account. Now, many of us may have bank accounts that we don't use. What happens to your bank account when it doesn't get used in Canada and Chitara? It becomes dormant. And you know what happens when you have a dormant bank account? The bank actually charges you for keeping your money. Did you know that? If you have a dormant bank account, that is, you're not using it actively, they will charge you for having it dormant. So as far as they're concerned, they have to put money in or keep it active. So if your bank account is dormant, you're going to be losing. So similarly, if you have a bank account, it must be active. What is the balance in your bank account? For all of those who put our hands up, what is our balance? A couple of $1 million inside this? By the way, this one doesn't count by dollars. The balance in this bank account is relevant to karma. Our actions, our thoughts, our words. These are the elements that fills or diminishes this bank account. Our actions, our words and our thoughts will either increment the bank account or depreciate the bank account. It will either withdraw or deposit. Now the question we have to ask ourselves, have we been performing the kind of actions that will add to our bank account? Or have we been performing the kind of actions that have been withdrawing from our bank account? Like I asked earlier, are you happy with your bank account balance? Only you know. Only you know whether you're happy, and you have to inquire into the balance of your bank account. And how do you inquire into the balance of your bank account? Do you go to the banking machine and you put your card in and you put your password and you click and you get that? How do you get your spiritual bank account? How do you get a statement of your spiritual bank account? Tura man darpan sehlaye, tura man darpan sehlaye, भले बुरे सारे कर्मों को देखे और दिखाए, पूरा मन दर्पण कहलाए, पूरा मन दर्पण कहलाए. The bank account, the spiritual bank account, the vault is our mind. You know, there's a vault that where you put your money, they put it in this vault. The vault is our mind. And we must take a look into this mind. Tura man darpan, into the window or the mirror of our minds. We must look into that mind and see what is showing in this mind. And there we will know the balance, the status of our bank account. Yeah? The poet tells us that there we will see truly who we are in our minds. No one has to tell us who we are because we know who we are. In a moment's glance, we can reflect far back as our memory can take us, and we can see when we were not so good, when we were kind of good, when we were very good, when we were very, very impious, when we were very pious. All is there. And there we should see, and when we understand, like when we go to the bank and you are giving your bank statement, you say, oh my God, I'm overdrawn. What do you have to do? You go home and borrow some money and make a deposit. You have to put some money in there because it's an overdrawn. It's in the red, and if it's in the red, there's a penalty. You pay interest when you're in the red. By the way, when you are positive, you get interest. When you are negative, you pay interest. Similarly, in the spiritual bank account, when you're negative, there is a charge. And the negative state of the mind, the charge is stress and distress. When there's a positive state of mind, the interest that you get is joy, fulfillment, and happiness. Isn't it amazing how this bank account is similar? Well, the question is, if we are happy or unhappy, that is our call. We need to know this, or we need to take the time to look. Now the question is, so when I am overdrawn in my bank account at the bank, I will come home and talk to Sumi and says, please, transfer some money from that other account or something, or call the in-laws and get some money or something. But do something so we make a deposit. So we bring that down. But when we find that we are in deficit in our spiritual bank account, how do we increase the balance? What do we do? If I call my in-laws and tell them I need some more good deeds, they said, I can't give you my good deeds, you have to do your own. Because there is a way for me to increase my spiritual bank account, and what is that way? Everybody read it? Bolo, bolo, bolo. Nice and loud. Let me hear my volunteers over there. All the volunteers were, let me hear you say that, please. And by the way, they're doing that today. They're volunteering, and they're not getting paid. I hope it's an action of kindness. And they're not only doing it because they want to get their high school diploma. An action of kindness has no props. I'm doing it because I feel good about doing it, and I feel it's my duty, and I feel I will enrich my life by doing it. But my purpose must not be for the ulterior benefit. It must be more for the fulfillment. So what's an action? What's an act of kindness? Let's read this together. Okay, I want one good reader who has the microphone. Okay? All right, Vanisha, read.
Doing something that makes you feel good and at the same time give comfort, relief, and happiness to others.
Read it one more time, nice and loud.
Doing something that makes you feel good and at the same time give comfort, relief, and happiness to others.
Do you agree with that? Anybody want to disagree with this? Please, you're allowed to disagree. It's a free country. Right? Why don't all of you who have the microphones read it together now? 1, 2, 3, go.
Doing something that makes you feel good and at the same time give comfort and relief and happiness to
Or some of you
others.
saying, some of you reading like this, doing something that feels good and so. Read with energy and vitality. Come on, let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Doing something that makes you feel good.
Whoop. We're not having a contest. Energy and vitality doesn't mean boom, 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 boom. It means doing something that makes you feel good. Pause. And at the same time, give comfort. Pause. Relief and happiness to others. Now let's read it like that. 1, 2, 3.
Doing something that makes you feel good and at the same time give comfort, relief, and happiness to others.
Do you feel good saying that? Do you feel good? Well, this is one definition of what an act of kindness is. Now here is a question. Do you feel good that people notice you for what you have done? Think carefully. It's a question for all of us. Do you feel good that people notice you for what you have done? What's the answer? Everybody? You sure now? Yes. So you feel good because people notice you for what you have done. Now here's the next question. Read it. Venisha.
Do you feel good that you have done something positive?
So what makes you feel good? The first or the second? Are you sure? No. I only asked two. The questions, the two questions. The two questions. Which one makes you feel good?
Second.
All right, we'll have to do a vote of hands here. Now, do you feel good that people notice you for what you have done? That's one question. The second, do you feel good that you have done something positive? That's the second one. All those who feel good when the first one, put your hands up. Nobody, one person, two people, three. Some of you are putting your hand up. Good. Third, second, do you feel good that you have done something positive? Put your hands up. Good. Seems like everybody's in tune to the last. So then, do we need the first? Do we need to feel good because someone has noticed what we have done?
No,
Is that really important?
it shouldn't matter.
You got to be kidding. So you mean we don't want to be recognized what we've done? We don't want to be noticed for what we've done? You mean honestly we don't want that?
It shouldn't matter.
What?
It shouldn't matter.
It shouldn't matter. Okay, who's talking? Speak up. Oh, good. Well, okay. So I said doing something that makes you feel good and at the same time give comfort and relief and happiness to others. So the statement is making this assumption that whatever we do, it doesn't matter how we think we're doing it for ourselves, it will impact others. Even when we say, this is for me. You know, when I spray nice perfume on my body, it's for me, but who gets the fragrance? All the people that comes around me. But if I pick up a bad odor on my body, who gets the benefit? All the people who comes around me. So we cannot avoid the impact that we have on others. So now we have all declared in our own way that the last statement, do you feel good that you have done something positive, is something that's more meaningful to all of us. So this, I can make this assumption that most of us or all of us don't want recognition for what we do. We are more in tune to feeling good that we have done something positive. Is that a true statement? Nobody's answering right now. I want to leave you with that thought. Is it better to feel good because I'm noticed? Or is it better to feel good that I've done something positive? I pray that in your analogy of this, you will discover the joy in doing something that's positive, whether it is noticed or not. For the noticing only nurtures the ego, the feeling positive enriches the soul. Prem se Sitapati Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai. Now, Sant Goswami Tulsidas in the Ramcharitmanas, on this theme, explains to us that Prabhu Sri Ramchandra Bhagavan is talking to the world. And he says that to build this kind of bank account and the act of kindness, how do we develop it? He tells us, if you want to build the spiritual bank account, the Lord says we must strive and make every effort to avoid enmity. Don't do anything to create enemies in our lives. And then pick no quarrel. Don't ferment or agitate or feed the fire of anger or feed the fire of stupidity or animosity. He says, don't do that. And says, hope for nothing and fear nothing. Hope for nothing and fear nothing. That is, when you do what you do, don't do it with expectation to be noticed. And if you know you're doing the right thing, then have no fear in doing what you're doing. Hope for nothing and fear for nothing. It says, to such a person, to such a being, all the quarters of the world are full of joy. Wherever they go, they're always happy. Wherever they go, they're always happy. And undertaking nothing with an interested motive. That is, if they get involved in something, it is always to do that which they can with the best ability, not for the benefit that they will get out of it. It is to engage the body and engage the mind, and knowing that if I engage my body and my mind, it will benefit me. But I'm not doing it for the benefit, I'm doing it to engage my body and my mind. And he says we must all be homeless. Now, it doesn't mean you must give up your home. It means that we all have a home, but remember that home is a gift from God, and we are guests. Some of us don't even pay. As such, see ourselves as that nothing is permanent, that the world is temporary, and we all have a duration here. In the Upanishads we are told, Ishavasamidam sarvam yat kincham jagatam jagat tena tyaktena bunjita magrida kasya svidanam Sri Krishnaya Vasudevaya Govindaya Namo Namah. The declaration, Ishavasamidam sarvam. I am that Lord of all of these things. That which is animate or inanimate, I am the giver of things. And let it be known that everything in this world, animate or inanimate, has a duration. It has its allotment. And that includes you and I. We have our duration and allotment. We have our time, how long will be. A piece of wood, a house, a car, everything has its time. Some of us come and we last very long, some of us go very quickly. A house is built and lasts forever, and a house is built and never exists within a couple of times. Everything has a duration. All of that is in the power and glory of God. Understanding that, so then we are homeless. Everything is limited, and that limitation is set by a supreme being. But we must do our best to ensure, we must look after our bodies, we must nurture ourselves, to ensure health and vitality, and to promote longevity. But that time is still in the hands of God. Without pride, what is pride? We are told I'm supposed to be proud to be a Hindu. Does that mean I should not have pride? Without false pride. Pride is built upon my desire and my ego. I'm better than you. I'm smarter than you. I'm more good looking than you. I can run faster than you. I can talk better than you. Those are pride that are built upon falseness. Because when we think we're good, we'll always find another person who's better. Prem Sitapati Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai. And he says, they must be wise. That this, in order to fulfill this goal of delivering actions of kindness and nurturing and enriching the spiritual bank account, we must be wise. What does it mean to be wise? When you can outsmart someone? When you can con someone? When you can convince them to do something that you know that you will get benefit and they will lose? Is that being wise? No. Let's see what the poet says. Actions of kindness. Read, Vedita, please. No, Benisha.
Listening to those who have a challenge, giving guidance those who may be confused, take the time to understand others, tell the truth with kindness.
Read the last statement slowly.
Tell the truth with kindness.
She has a problem with this English, because she's got a little French and Hindi all mixed up there. Right? Tell the truth with kindness. We all are told to tell the truth, but don't forget to add that kindness part when you tell the truth. Some of us tell the truth. You want to know the truth? I'm going to tell you the truth. That's not kindness, that's is to hurt. So tell the truth with kindness. Take the time to understand others. We want everybody to understand us. But do we take the time to understand others? Giving guidance to those who may be confused. Oh, do we know anyone who's confused? Everybody else is confused but us, right? Giving guidance to those and listening to those who have a challenge. Basically to listen. So these are all attributes to an action of kindness. And what is the end result of this when we follow this pathway? The spiritual bank account becomes high. And when the spiritual bank account becomes high, what is the ultimate interest? Read it to me, please.
Happiness becomes the natural state.
Happiness becomes the natural state. We don't have to call in happiness or invite happiness or demand happiness. End result is happiness. It's just like you invest in the bank, and when you started out, you made sure that you agreed on the percentage of interest you will get. At the end of the year, you will be paid. But the difference between the physical bank account and the spiritual bank account, the net benefit is instant. Instant, you don't have to wait a year for the interest on an action of kindness. You don't have to wait forever to be happy. Happiness is instant. Let us review what we've talked about. When the spiritual bank account is filled and constantly deposits are made in the form of good listening, giving guidance, taking the time to understand and telling the truth with kindness, he says, then there is no doubt that we are on the right pathway. And then when all of these, of course, is embedded with the foundation principle of doing something that makes you feel good, and at the same time give comfort, relief, and happiness to others. We live in a world where our young people are encouraged to do what you like to do. Do what makes you happy. But I caution parents and young people that if we all did what we like to do and what made us happy, we'll have a very, very sad world. Nobody will go to work. Everybody will stay home and sleep. Because most of our young people just like to stay home and sleep. Acha, ek minute. Give them a big hand. Thank you very much. So to our young people and our parents, yes, we must all do what we feel good. But like I've said before, we must learn to love to do that what we must do. We all love to do what we like to do, but we have to love to do what we must do. Like I have a Gurukul class, and all of these students come every Saturday morning, and they know what they have to do. But every Saturday they come, no, I didn't do it. Because so far, they haven't loved to do what they must do. They love to do what they like to do, and of course, that doesn't get done. But I'm working on them. I've started to work some interest plan out with them. So every time they come to class and they haven't done what they've not done, they are contributing $1 to my lunch. Right? And I will be buying lunches for the entire Mandir very soon, the way they're going. So each one of them, and every lesson they fail to deliver $1, and they can't get this money from their parents, and they can't rob a bank. So I don't know what they're going to do. They may have to study then. Prem se Sridharpati Ramachandra Bhagavan ki. So the ultimate is to make the spiritual bank account high. And you know, when we get high on happiness. Spiritual happiness. Sant Goswami Tulsidas tells us in this doha, devoted to my perfection. Devoted to my perfection and in my name. Do that what we must do. Devoted to my perfection. This is the Lord, Bhagavan is speaking. Who or what is God's perfection?
Human beings.
We are, hum sab. He says, do what we do, devoted to my perfection in my name. Free from attachment to the action that you do, and avoid arrogance in so and infatuation. Arrogance and infatuation. Do what you have to do and move on. Do what you have to do without imposing that will of dominance. Do it what you have to do with gentle approach, even if it's telling the truth, telling it with kindness. He says that individual who does this, who lives life always doing what is to be done in the name of God, considering a duty. He said the bliss that they have, the peace and tranquility that they have, the happiness that they enjoy is beyond imagination. It is the peace that passeth all understanding. There is such shanti, there is such kushi, there is such happiness that only he who experiences truly knows that taste and that sweetness of the spiritual bank account being rich. Prem Sol Sitapati Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai. Our message today was very simple. Is that we all have a spiritual bank account, and I want everybody to go home and look for it, please. You won't find it home. You have it with you right now. Now, it might have been dormant or very little activity. Your objective is to make it active. You need to resuscitate that and to give it, take time and gracefully add to your bank account. Gracefully means don't do it to prove anything to anybody. Don't do it to show the world. Don't try to outdo the other person. Just do it because it is that which will bring comfort to you and all those around. It is pointless for you to do, Natarajan, please stop. It is pointless for you to do what you're doing and not caring what the impact will be. If you're a child, if you're a mother, if you're a father, whatever you do will impact the family. And whether we know it or not, whatever we do have an impact on the entire world. So when we say, this is what I want and this is my way, I must ask myself a question. Can I do anything that I want and have my way without the support of others? Without the support of others. I cannot. It doesn't matter who I am. I always need someone's support. And I must consider carefully the value of that support and never take it very lightly. Never take it very lightly. You know, there is this situation where many of our young students, when they apply in the academic world in a professional area, they have to get a recommendation to be accepted in that college. If you're going for medicine, you need a reference. If you're going for law, you need a reference. If you're going to become a certified general accountant or a professional engineer, you need a reference. And these are not reference from mother and father. They are people you have known outside of that scope. And that reference is supposed to be of a genuine state. And it sits there on your record in that university all of your life. We have had situations where people who have come to Canada and have made applications to universities and gave false references. And I don't know how many of you are old enough to remember, but there was a time when there was a particular person who got involved in politics, and then somebody went and did some research and found out they made bad and poor or incorrect declarations at their educational status. Yes, it's always kept there. And as such, they had to withdraw from office, from public office. As such, so whatever we do, we must understand the genuineness of what we say, because it will come back to haunt us someday. What we do in our lives, and when we build our spiritual bank account, we must do that which we are always proud of. And if we are in any way confronted and asked, why did you do this? Be gentle enough to explain why. And if you discover that what you have done was not always the right way, then be willing to make a change. Be willing to say, thank you for that advice, and make sure you don't do it again. But not to be so enshrined in your own way that you don't want to listen to anybody because you know. When we say, I know, before listening, we've just put one nail in our coffin more. That whereby we're locking ourselves away in a box where no one can help us at all. Prem Sita-pati Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai. It is now 11:38, and we have finished our sermon, our katha, and I have the opportunity once for the longest while to chant a bhajan. So I will take that opportunity. Prem Sita-pati Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai. And of course, the reason I don't get to chant the bhajan is because it is my fault. I'm always late. So today I've corrected that. And our Kirtan Mandali is here and always on time. And this is wonderful indeed. An old tune that all of us would know, that some of us have it in our book. It's on page 84, but some of us sing it and sometimes don't read the words correctly. So let's see if you can remember that. '86, I'm sorry. सीताराम कहो राधे श्याम कहो सीताराम कहो राधे श्याम कहो
सीताराम कहो राधे श्याम कहो सीताराम कहो राधे श्याम कहो
सीताराम कहो राधे श्याम कहो सीताराम कहो राधे श्याम कहो
सीताराम कहो राधे श्याम कहो सीताराम कहो राधे श्याम कहो
सीताराम बिना कोई अपना नहीं
सीताराम बिना कोई अपना नहीं
सीताराम राधे श्याम बिना सुख सपन नहीं।
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 सीताराम कहो, राधे श्याम कहो, सीताराम कहो, राधे श्याम कहो।
सीताराम कहो, राधे श्याम कहो, सीताराम कहो, राधे श्याम कहो।
सीताराम बिना सुख कौन करे।
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 राधे श्याम बिना दुख कौन हरे।
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 सीताराम बिना सुख कौन करे। Without Ram, without God in our lives, happiness cannot prevail. सीताराम बिना दुख कौन हरे. Without God in our lives, the difficulties cannot be removed. We must be careful when we say these words, because if we interchange them, we change the whole meaning of the prayer to God. So without God in our lives, nothing can be there. And that is, He will be the remover of our difficulties, or help us to remove our difficulties, and in so doing, happiness will prevail. सीता राम कहो, राधे श्याम कहो, सीता राम कहो,
श्याम कहो, सीता राम कहो, राधे श्याम कहो, सीता राम कहो, राधे श्याम कहो।
सीता राम बिना बेड़ा पार नहीं।
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 राधे श्याम बिना उद्वार नहीं।
राधे श्याम बिना उद्धार नहीं।
राधे श्याम बिना उद्वार नहीं।
राधे श्याम बिना उद्धार नहीं।
सीता राम बिना बेड़ा पार नहीं. This ocean of existence, without His grace, we cannot cross it gracefully. And that is this ocean of salvation. We cannot achieve this. By crossing this ocean, this mythological or the analogy is that the world and existence is like an ocean. We are like a boat and we are sailing. And if we sail without getting sunk along the way, then we have achieved salvation. But if we sail and we get sunk because of our own actions, our own karma, we go below, we go beneath. And it's like saying that the water is there for us to sail upon and it's safe. But if we immerse ourselves in the water, then we'll be lost. The world is here for us to enjoy, but if we immerse ourselves too much in the world, we'll be drowned by the world. Radhe Sham Bina Dwar. Without the blessings of the Divine Lord, there could be no true salvation. That is, without having God in our lives, we just live a mundane existence, never to be of any value. We just exist and then we cease to exist. No one knows we were here, no one cares we are gone. Prem So Sitapati Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai. But if you want to truly exist, then take the name of the Lord. Bhajman Narayan, 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 Swami Narayan, 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 Bhajman Narayan, 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 Lakshmi Narayan, 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 Hari Om Narayan, 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 Lakshmi Narayan, 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 Hari Om Narayan, 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 Hari Om Narayan, 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 Hari Om Narayan, Narayan, Narayan. Let the name of God be that one road that we can walk upon every day of our lives and feel comfortable that we walk forward and not backward. We want to thank everyone for being here today. Kaun pehle baar aaye hai? Who's here for the first time today now? 1, 2, 3, of course, 5, 6, 7. Let's give those people a wonderful round of applause. And we take this time to welcome our special guest today. We have 3 young people from, is it a university? Please stand up. Are you from UFT? Mississauga campus? Okay. These 3 young people are here from the Mississauga University, and they are here for observation, and we hope that they have found it meaningful, that they have learned something, and that they will be able to carry something very positive in their takeaway today. Give them a big hand, please. Please be seated. And our 2 new guests, if you can stand, please. That is this gentleman over here, Uto. And there was someone else who was new. Please stand up. We welcome you to our mandir, and we invite you to join us again as often as you can. And all of you who are special guests today, please join me for bhojan. There's a table that says reserved for Pandit Sharma. Please just sit there, and I'll be willing to join you, and we'll have a little chat. Let's give them a big hand, please. I don't think it says reserved for Pandit Sharma, it just says reserved, right? For old people. We want to thank Rachna ji for sponsoring PT Bhojan today. Let's give them a big hand, please, also. And today we're wishing happy birthday to Jai Prasad, who celebrated on January 21st. Mr. Ramdin, who celebrated on January 28th. These are some of our seniors, right? And then Sanjeevini, January 29th. Mrs. Edith Ramdin, February 2nd. Drishta Rupchan, celebrating when? 30th. Let's give them all a big hand, please. All these birthday people. And we want to remind us to please share your birthday information with us at the office, and your wedding anniversary information, the seniors that is, wedding anniversary information to the office. So we'll be able to, we want to take the time to send you well wishes on these occasions. So we shall be wishing happy birthday to everyone. And to remind everyone that Shivratri, Mahashivratri is on the 27th of February, but there'll be a 3-night Shiv Puran Yajna starting on Monday, February 24th for 3 nights. And we are looking for Yajman to participate in the Yajna, to be here as a devotee, to listen to the puja, participate in the puja, and to invite your entire families to join us on these 3 nights, and of course, Mahashivratri on the 27th. Oh, and tomorrow, is it here? Tomorrow, of course, a very special day in the Hindu calendar. Saraswati Ma Jayanti and Vasant Panchami. There will be special puja here at 6:30, and everyone is invited. Students in particular should come, and they should bring their notebooks and pens to be blessed on this occasion of Saraswati Ma Jayanti. Those of you who brought prasad, please come forward. We shall have both. Oh, there's a March break camp also. Those of you with children who would like us to during the week of March break, as we say, give us your children and we'll give you back a new child with the same clothes. We're just given different thought process. Please join me, those of you who are offer prasad. To mention that today we are celebrating one of our junior pundits' birthday. Neil Ramchand is celebrating. And one of the young ladies who grew up in our mandir, pretty young lady, Nadia, where are you? Up there she is. Give her a big hand. She's also celebrating her birthday today. We want to invite everyone to join in Aarti. Sabhi log khade ho jaye. Aarti karenge. Our seniors to come first, please. And to do Aarti. And our pundits to position themselves to help the seniors properly, please.